Hi, good morning. My name is Lorraine Sakile Chuma. I am obviously a mother to a child who was born with albinism. Her name is Tembega Henna Chuma as well. Having had my daughter, obviously understanding the condition albinism and meeting a lot of different people within the activism advocacy community, obviously came across the likes of Tariro and Innocentia, great women to have come across, obviously coming from the Center of Human Rights in Pretoria, and just understanding what the passion that the Human Rights Center has, and obviously trying to change the narrative and talk to issues that relate to persons with albinism, understanding already that they have lack of melanin, and eyesight is a problem. It's still a debate as to whether or not it is a disability, but obviously because of lack of melanin, eyesight is affected, the skin is affected. So still advocating for the rights of persons with albinism. I think having engaged with the Center of Human Rights, and to see the fact that they keep pushing forward as well, and trying to talk to what is happening around education, what is happening around health when it comes to persons with albinism. The question is a person with albinism supposed to go to a mainstream school or a special school, or is it that when it comes to health, of course they've got to get sunscreen, of course they've got to go for eye testing, etc., and that type of treatment or whatever it is quite expensive. So I think having engaged with the Center of Human Rights has also opened my eyes in terms of the different civil societies and the bodies that are involved in obviously trying to fight for the fact that persons with albinism have the right to education, have the right to health, have the right to freedom of speech, and are the issues that are being dealt with currently being addressed. And obviously speaking at an event as a mother with the child with albinism, I think I've taken a lot of effort in trying to understand what albinism is, and obviously understanding the issues that we as mothers experience when we have children with albinism. So it's been great engaging with the Center of Human Rights, and I hope to continue doing that. So thank you so much for your time. I am also the founder of We Are People Foundation. So it is that, Lorraine Sakile Chima. Thank you.
Center for Human Rights, University of Pretoria, has been very, very important in terms of working with us on advancing the rights of persons with albinism. Of particular importance is the fact that we have used the platform provided by the Center for Human Rights to train leaders of organizations of persons with albinism on the human rights-based approach, from the UN protocols to the African charters, and it has been very, very, very exceptionally good. We have had several cohorts of leaders being trained. I have personally been a beneficiary of this. And also at the same time, we have had lecture series of sharing experiences and writing papers on issues of albinism. And in fact, that has really helped in terms of documenting, what is it that needs to be done for the first time from an academic point of view, real-time experience, bringing up together researchers, government officials, and persons with albinism themselves together. I remember in 2016, the Africa Disability Rights yearbook was dedicated to persons with albinism, and the conference actually, and we had a lot of information, and I think that is very, very important. Also further to it, it's about lobbying institutions such as the Pan-African Parliament in Midrand, the Africa Union in Addis Ababa, and its various organs working together in collaboration with the UN independent experts on the rights of persons with albinism. It's been extremely important even to develop the regional action plan on albinism, the UN regional action plan, but also which has now been adapted to become the Africa Union action plan to guide various states on what is it that they need to do in terms of their municipal laws and policies and pieces of subnational legislation so as to avert the ritual killings of persons with albinism. So basically, it's been extremely good. It's an eye-opener, and I really look forward to continue working with the Center for Human Rights, all of the team there, so that we can see to it that we see the light of day and that we have proper documentation, and that when we are actually doing policies, it is evidence-based. I also take recognition of the fact that there is a special program for women with albinism that have been initiated by the Center for Human Rights. And also there are also scholarship programs in disability rights at the master's level and possibly PhD that also has seen other people benefit, various people benefit, in that regard. And also mainstreaming of albinism within disability discourse. That I think is a novelty that cannot go unmentioned. So I thank you as Isaac Mwaura. I am a senator in Kenya, the first with albinism, and a member of parliament, and also a scholar on issues of disability rights. I thank you.